How y'all doing?
How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm great, man. I'm great.
What's this experience been like? How much sleep did you get last night?
I barely got any sleep last night, actually. But I'm excited to be here.
Shemar, what was your reasoning for wanting to go to the draft? I know that a lot of you guys get the option of where you want to be on draft night. Why did you decide to go to Green Bay?
My dad always said, you work so hard, why would you not want to go up there and shake his hand? I was like, when you say it like that, I got no choice but to go.
What was that like on stage with fans? I mean, that's a pretty unique thing that a lot of guys don't get.
Man, there's a lot of emotions running wild through my body. It's been a long time coming. Fought through a lot of adversity throughout my football career. Just happy I'm up there. Just happy I made it.
What's the hardest thing you had to fight through?
Just being a rotational guy for most of my college career. Fighting through that, and then also just the bumpy rides along the way. I'm not from the best background, like financially, so I know it took a lot of support to get to this point.
What gives you hope in yourself that your best days are ahead of you at the NFL level?
Because I know what I'm capable of. I feel like I'm very confident in my abilities, and I know I haven't scratched the surface of what I could be.
How do you think maybe the Bengals can bring that out of you?
Man, let's just hit the ground running and go to work.
Who'd you bring with you here today?
My dad and my agents.
It's cool to share that moment with them.
Say it again?
Cool to share that moment with them. Cool to share the moment.
Yeah, of course.
You talked about your dad a couple of times, I've noticed, in the last 24 hours. What role has he played in getting you to where you are today?
I played a very strong role, taught me how to be a man, taught people, take care of my business, just go about things the right way. Just a lot of things beyond football he has instilled into me. So, we've been through this whole ride together. I mean, I don't think I'd be here without him.
Shemar, how would you describe your game to the average Bengals fan that might not have ever watched you that's watching you?
Very fast, very violent, and very physical, with a high motor.
Have you had any conversations with players yet at all?
My former teammate, Mac, we talked a lot. I met some guy named Joe in the locker room. He came up to me like, hi, my name's Joe. How you doing? I don't know you.
Was that unique for you? Have you meeting a guy who's been a superstar in the league the last few years?
Yeah, it's actually crazy. Like, seeing people that in person is just way different from seeing them on TV. So it was a cool moment for me.
Did he say anything to you?
He was like, happy you're here. Let's go get some sacks.
Come from Miami and sweaty College Station. Now you're going to have some AFC North football. How's that going to be to adjust to that?
Man, I feel like I was just fine. I'm adapted. I did it once. I could do it again. Miami to College Station is like night and day. So I feel like College Station to Cincinnati shouldn't be that hard. So I think I'll be just fine.
What have been the first impressions of Cincinnati, couple hours that you spent here so far?
Man, it's been great. Just been good vibes ever since I got drafted last night. The fans, I got to have a little party in the crowd with some fans. Got here, all the coaches been very nice and very appreciative of me.
Who are your favorite defensive ends in the league?
Favorite right now, TJ, Miles, and Nick. And Trey Hendricks, of course. Shout out to bro.
Do you talk to Miles much? Do you ever come back? Or
Nah, not really. We haven't talked much.
you held up the jersey, 97.
Yeah.
Was there any thoughts to keep it forward?
Yeah, there was thoughts of keeping four, but we have a tradition here. D linemen don't wear any numbers out of the 90s. So I picked the next best thing, 97. The person that used to wear it, I'm pretty sure y'all know who he is. Pretty famous around these parts. Has a record with the highest number of Pro Bowls on the defensive side of the ball. So I intend to try to get the same productivity while using the jersey for y'all. Trying to live up to the hype.
Were you aware of Gina?
Of course. Of course.
Different position, but was he a guy that you watched much?
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say I watched him a lot. I mean, growing up, I seen a couple clips, but I didn't really watch, didn't really have TV like that too much to be a consistent watcher of his game.
what are some of the players growing up that maybe you wanted to be like, mold your game after?
JJ and Julius Peppers. Definitely those two. Like, those two was just always jumping off the screen to me.
How do you think Trey can help you?
I'm just going to try to be a fly on the wall. I mean, he was a sack leader last year, so obviously he's doing something right. So any little bits and nuggets I could get from him could tremendously help my game.
Did you, I'm sorry, did you say you've spoken to him yet? or-
No.
You plan to?
I hope so. I would like to.
When we saw you at the combine, you had some pretty outrageous athletic numbers. 40-inch vertical, 40 under 4.6. Which of those numbers, of everything you did at the combine, do you think you like best and translates best to you being successful?
Definitely the broad jump. Yeah, I wasn't expecting the 10-11. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was not expecting the 10-11. It just came out of nowhere that day. My legs wanted to work with me that day, so lucky legs. But I feel like the broad jump really just shows how explosive I could be off the snap of the ball. So I feel like that's probably going to translate more. I mean, 40 is cool and all, but you're not going to run 40 yards every time.
Played in a lot of big time moments at A&M, SEC ball, big win streak guys. How does that translate to this next phase of your career?
It's just going to translate just by me just not being, like, just not make the moment bigger than what it is, you know. I've been in big moments before, but the part where people mess up is people treat it bigger than what it actually is. That's when you start getting nervous and start losing your assignment, start doing MA. So just try to go into every game with the same mindset.
Yesterday, Shemar, you mentioned that you thought Dallas might pick you. When they picked Tyler Booker, did you start to get nervous? Did you start to wonder when you were going to come off the board a bit? Was there a moment like that? Not that you were sliding yet by any means.
No. When Dallas picked Tyler, I was very happy for him. You know, that's my dog. I knew him since high school, so I ain't no hater. You know, kudos. Like, I'm happy for him and his family. It was just shock. I was like, okay, I think this is where I'm going for sure. But, you know, everything happens for a reason, and I feel like God put me here for a reason. So.
Talk to any of your teammates at A&M, coaches. What have been the messages from them since you got drafted?
You know, they're all proud of me. They know how much I worked to get to this point. They know how much stuff I fought through. So they're all happy for me.
It's going to be hard for someone in your spot as you don't know where you're going to end up, right, for your first job.
Right.
To be dropped in Cincinnati on a team that expects to go to the playoffs and compete for championships, do you feel lucky that you wound up in a spot like this?
Of course. Look where I'm at. Look at the team I play for. I mean, y'all always competing for Super Bowl every year. Y'all always just right there. So I mean, if y'all picked me at pick number 17 to be that player to get y'all over the hump, so I'm extremely honored for that.
What is it you feel you can do to get the team over that hump?
Just do what my coaches asked me to do, to develop as how they want me to develop and be the best player I could be for my team, for my teammates.
Shemar, sometimes you see when players get drafted and they get that NFL contract, they'll purchase a house or a car or something. Has there been something that you've wanted to do that's been a lifelong dream that you said that if I ever make it to the NFL, I'm going to do this?
Probably buy my mom a house or something. Just take care of my mom. She worked hard. So I think it's time for me to take care of her.
Coming into a team where you know this offseason is going to be spent bolstering the defense and you're on that side of the ball, how do you anticipate being able to make an immediate impact as a rookie?
Just learning from the vet guys, you know, take advantage of every opportunity I get, you know, just doing my job at the best of my ability. Every time I go in the game, trying not to mess up, because I know I want to be that guy. So basically, that's just coming in and being just the best player I could be for my team.
What have been some of the conversations with Al Golden so far, the defensive coordinator, about, you know, maybe how he plans to use you, about this defense, everything like that?
You know, 4 down front, 5 through 9, you know, attack style, you know, you already know this.
Would you like to compete to be the guy opening day on the edge?
I mean, I'm a competitor. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna sit here and get the starting job, but I'm definitely gonna work towards that. You know, I like to compete. I like healthy competition. So I don't mind competing for that spot.
You reached out to McKinley,
Of course.
talked, what have those conversations been like, if you can share?
You know, he's happy for me. He's proud of me. And, you know, he always says the work's not done yet.
Okay, great, thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you so much.